All the more reason to eat your greens. We've always been told vegetables are chock full of good nutrients that have many health benefits, but the mechanisms behind them have largely remained unknown. Now, a new study offers concrete evidence that eating certain veggies can not only keep the bowels healthy, it also protects from the big C. Aryl hydrocarbon receptor, or AHR, is a protein that acts as an environmental sensor, protecting the gut from inflammatory responses to the bacteria that live in it. Scientists at the Francis Crick Institute at Imperial College London studied mice that couldn't produce AHR, finding that they developed gut inflammation, which progressed to colon cancer. The key to stimulating AHR is I3C, or indole 3-carbinol, which is produced when vegetables from the Brassica genus like cabbage, broccoli, or kale is digested. Mice that were fed a diet rich in IC3 didn't develop inflammation or cancer. Those with cancer that were switched to the diet also ended up with fewer, more benign tumors. The team now wants to see if the veggies have the same effect on people. They're hoping to do further experiments in organoids made from biopsies of the human gut and eventually go on to human trials. In the meantime, everyone should just keep chowing down on their veg. More of what you should probably be eating?
Hold on to your sweet tooth. McDonald's seems to be on a mission to kill us with calories, one decadent food item at a time. After unleashing chocolate-covered fries on Japan, it's now targeting unsuspecting Italians with something they won't be able to resist. 2 days after humanity effed itself up, Mickey D's decided to console the world by making a dessert burger filled with everyone's favorite hazelnut spread. No meat, no cheese, no pickles, just carbs and choco hazelnutty goodness. But you'll have to fly to Italy if you want Nutella between your buns. And you'll probably need to have more than one, because the sweetie con Nutella is definitely not American-sized. Might be a good idea just to make your own dessert witch, or better yet, just eat it straight out of the jar like a proper Nutella monster. Although if the Nutella burger ever comes to our shores, definitely not complaining.
Do you want some fries with that? Researchers at Yokohama National University have successfully grown hair on a bald mouse using an additive found in McDonald's French fries. The study used dimethylpolysiloxane, an anti-frothing additive used in McDonald's French fries. Scientists used the chemical to produce 5,000 hair follicle germs, or HFGs. These are reportedly critical in treating hair loss. Researchers used this as the base of a culture vessel of other materials. When applied to a bald mouse via a microwell array chip, they found that the mouse had grown black hairs within days. The research could help spur new advances in hair loss treatment. Dark chocolate is the new superfood. Maybe. Put the quinoa and avocado down. There's a new super-duper food in town. Dark chocolate. Okay, maybe not, but it's still chocolate. According to 3 studies, dark chocolate may be giving your brain, immune system, and vision some small benefits. To study dark chocolate's effect on the brain, subjects were given 1.5 ounces, then had their brain waves analyzed on an EEG machine. Participants had an increase in gamma waves 30 minutes after eating the chocolate. Gamma waves are associated with high levels of cognitive processing. In another study, scientists looked at the effect of dark chocolate on the immune system. Subjects were again given a dark chocolate bar for the first week and had the blood analyzed the following week. Participants had an increase in anti-inflammatory markers and infection-fighting T cells. The third study looked at a link between dark chocolate and vision. In 2 separate tests, 30 subjects were given 2 chocolate bars, both dark and milk chocolate, and conducted vision tests roughly 2 hours later. Scientists found that after eating dark chocolate, participants had small vision improvements. What can we take away from these results? Not much, really. The first 2 studies only had 10 people participating, and the third study only had 30. You could also drown your sorrows in some dark chocolate.
Good news for coffee drinkers. A new study shows that coffee drinkers are likely to live longer than non-coffee drinkers. Data was sampled from more than 500,000 people across 10 European countries. According to the study, coffee drinkers are likely to be smokers, drinkers, and meat eaters. However, it also shows coffee drinkers have significantly lower mortality rates than non-coffee drinkers and lower risk of death from all causes. The study revealed that coffee drinkers appear to have healthier lives and better glucose control, which may improve their overall health. Researchers say they will try to determine the particular compound in coffee that offers such health benefits. In the meantime, they suggest drinking around 3 cups of coffee a day for good health. Eating beans over meat could save the planet. A new study shows Americans should probably eat more beans than meat if the country wants to meet its emissions target. Cows emit methane due to a digestive process known as enteric fermentation. Most of the methane is released through belching, and only a small percentage is produced through flatulence. The massive amount of greenhouse gas produced by cows is comparable to the pollution produced by cars. Growing pulses is greatly beneficial to the environment, as they are able to directly draw nitrogen from the atmosphere and convert it into nutrients. This means a reduction in the amount of fossil fuels used to produce nitrogen to create these nutrients. It is also much more water efficient to grow pulses than to raise cattle. Beans also provide similar nutrients to the human body as beef, without the increased risk of developing type 2 diabetes, stroke, and colorectal cancer. Research shows changing the population's diet from beef to beans could help the U.S. meet its emissions target by 2020. Another study published in April recommended substituting meat with crickets and mealworms in order to reduce greenhouse gas emissions. Would you give up your juicy steaks for beans and worms? Great news for chocolate lovers! Researchers have found there are compounds in chocolate that could help to prevent and treat type 2 diabetes. Beta cells inside the islet of Langerhans in the pancreas are responsible for secreting insulin, the hormone that regulates blood sugar levels. When someone suffers from type 2 diabetes, the beta cells malfunction and produce insufficient levels of insulin. Compounds found naturally in cocoa, called epicadin monomers, were found to be able to increase the ability of beta cells to secrete insulin. The compound successfully helped mice on a high-fat diet to cope with elevated blood sugar levels, as well as decrease the extent of their obesity. Researchers are looking for ways to extract the compound out of cocoa in order to create more effective treatments for diabetes patients.